If you're a new blogger, then you're probably making these mistakes. Now, please don't feel bad if you're watching this and you are a new blogger, because I have made all of these mistakes myself. So this is just for you to learn from and to hopefully, improve so that you can start making money with your blog much faster than I did. Because back when I started, I had no idea about any of these things and I had to learn along the way. And that's why I'm making this video for you, so you can skip these mistakes and get there faster. I've got 9 mistakes to share with you. And just quickly before we get started, I wanted to mention this freebie that you will probably find really helpful. It's my 12-month blog plan, where I share with you exactly how to start your blog from scratch and within 12 months get it to a point where it's actually making money for you. So how to promote it, how to get traffic to your blog post, how to monetize, all of that month by month, exactly step by step what to do. So I hope this is helpful. It will be linked in the description box if you want to grab it for free. Mistake number 1 is starting on a free platform, right? There are lots of platforms you can start your blog on, and some of them are just free. They just kind of give you a space for you to write your articles on. But the thing is, if you start on a free platform, you don't actually own your blog, and this will come with a whole set of issues further down the line. And it will also come to a point where you will think, and by the way, I started on a free platform too, and you will come to a point where you think, oh, I need to change to buy my own blog, to own my own website, because I need to monetize it properly. And so then you will have to face, oh, now I need to switch all of my blog posts from this free platform to my own platform. I need to make sure the links still work to everything, and it's just a hassle, trust me, I've been through that. So start your blog with your own domain and hosting. This is what I do now. I highly recommend, if you're a new blogger, to start with Bluehost. It's super inexpensive. It's like less than $3 a month, and it gives you your own hosting, your own WordPress hosting for your blog, for you to write your blog posts on, and it also comes with a domain included. So the domain is just like the title of your blog, right? Like mine is cappuccinoandfashion.com. I will link Bluehost down below as well. Nowadays I use Big Scoots just because I needed more bandwidth for my blog, because I could get more traffic, and it's more of a, I would say, high-end type of hosting. So as you go further down the line, you might need to upgrade from Bluehost, but for beginners, Bluehost is brilliant. I've used it in the past and it's really, really helpful. Mistake number 2 is thinking of blogging as journaling. Now, this might have worked like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but it doesn't work nowadays. Blogging is not journaling. It's not like writing, dear diary, here's what I did today. It is so much more than that. You will need to think about your blog like, this big website that's got lots of helpful articles on it. It's a place where people can come to find answers to their problems, to their questions. When somebody types in Google a question about, the niche that you're in, the topic you write about, when they type it in Google, you want them to find your blog post, right? Your article that you wrote on that topic, and find the answer to that question. That's what your blog is about. It's about giving people a helpful resource and helpful content to help them with this issue that they have. And I'm not saying you can't infuse your personality and your experience in your blog posts. Definitely do, because people do want to hear from real people who've gone through similar things. But the way that you structure your blog post and the title and everything, it needs to be aimed at answering that question that they're looking for. And yes, it will be sprinkled with your experience, with how you went through a certain issue, how you did a certain thing. It will be from your personal viewpoint, but it can't be just like, a journaling page. Number 3 is creating short blog posts. This, again, used to work back in the day. People were writing like 300-word blog posts and they would pop on Google. Well, these days, it's a lot more competitive. So what you need is long-form content. And long-form for Google means usually over 1,000 words. Now, depending on your niche and the topic you're writing on, it just depends on the competition, right? If there are lots of other blog posts that are much longer on the same topic, much more valuable, with a lot more content in there, Google will obviously favor those instead of yours if it's a really short one, because Google will think, oh, that's really helpful, I'm going to promote this blog post that's long and informative, as opposed to this one that has only 300 words, because it's likely not to be as helpful as the one that has 2,000 words. And of course, some people just fluff up their blog posts to reach that word count, but the point is for you to write valuable content and to fill your blog post with words that actually bring value, right? You don't want to just have fluff in there. But I would recommend writing blog posts that have at least 1,000 words plus. My blog posts these days are around 2,000 to 3,000 words per blog post. It kind of depends on the topic, but That's my aim. I try to make it long form. I would rather have just one blog post a week or even less than that, but make it a good long form one rather than, you know, writing 10 short ones. Number 4 is not optimizing your blog posts for SEO, right? So for ranking in Google search. SEO is search engine optimization, and you want that, right? You want your blog posts to rank in Google because that's how you're going to get a lot of traffic, and in my opinion, the most reliable source of traffic. Other platforms like Pinterest can obviously help you get traffic as well, but I do think Google is much more reliable in that sense. Don't get me wrong, I suggest you do both Google and Pinterest, but let's not go on a tangent there. Okay, optimizing your blog post means doing keyword research, means putting a good title, you know, a good optimized title for people to find your blog post. It means making long form blog posts, having good headings in your blog posts where you answer people's questions from Google. There's a lot that goes into creating a blog post that will rank in Google search. If you want more info on this, I did a video that's all about how to rank your posts #1 in Google search. Mistake number 5 is not starting an email list right away. I highly recommend you do this. I did not do this for the longest time, and I'm definitely kicking myself a bit for that. I didn't know back then I needed an email list. I would hear about it, but I always thought, oh, this is just like old school marketing. I don't need that. I just need social media. No, let me tell you, email marketing is very much still here. It's actually the best way for you to market, whether it's your blog, your paid products, whatever you are doing online, whatever you're selling, whatever you're creating. Email marketing is it's still it these days, right? Where you go on H&M to buy something, do they ask you to follow them on Instagram? Probably not, but they will give you a 10% discount for you to join their email list, and that's for a reason, because they know email marketing is it will get them more sales than getting you to follow them on Instagram. So yes, start an email list right away. Even if you don't have necessarily something to sell, you don't know what you're going to email, that's okay. Just start small, but have a way for people to sign up on your email list. And what I use and I recommend is Flowdesk for your email marketing. This will also be linked down below, but that's what I use. It's the most inexpensive email platform I have found that still delivers everything that I need in an email marketing platform. Mistake number 6. Not interlinking your blog posts. This is something I also didn't do for the longest time ever, or I barely did this. So that means when you write a blog post, think about all the blog posts that you've written and think of if you can link to any of those in your current blog post. And sometimes I go to my old blog posts and I insert links to my newer blog posts. You want to constantly have your blog posts linking from one another, because if somebody reads this blog post on, you know, starting a YouTube channel, and then I have this blog post that talks about how to make money on YouTube, then I want those to be interlinking to each other, right? I want this one to have a link to this one and the other way around, because if somebody reads this one, they will likely be interested in this blog post too, so it will simply get me more views. Google will see people are spending more time on your blog and it will promote you for that, and yeah, it's just a good idea to interlink your blog posts. Number 7 is focusing too much on the right niche. So many people talk about you need to niche down, the riches are in the niches, whatever they say, and I did a whole video on this topic, right, about not having to niche down, because you don't need a niche, you just don't. And so many people get hung up on this and they even stop creating content altogether, or they don't even start because they feel like they haven't figured out just the right niche. And that makes me sad, because you could be getting so far along in your journey, you could start making money, but it's this mindset thing like, oh, I just don't have it all perfectly figured out, I don't have that niche figured out, so I'm just not gonna do it. No, just start. Even if you don't have the right niche, like my blog actually encompasses a variety of topics that sometimes you might not think they're necessarily related, and that's fine. Google still promotes blog posts that are related to online business from my blog. It also promotes blog posts that are motherhood related or minimalism. It doesn't matter. Your blog can have a variety of topics. It doesn't have to have just one. So stop obsessing about the niche and just start creating the content. The next mistake you're probably making is not doing audience research and keyword research. When you're writing blog posts, you want to know who you're writing them for, right? And I did mention you don't need a niche, but I would say it's helpful if you can know who you're talking to, right? So for my motherhood blog posts, I'm obviously talking to moms, right? For minimalism blog posts, I'm talking to maybe moms, maybe women, because I do find that my audience is mostly female, but not only. So just people in general who are interested in decluttering or minimizing their home, right? If I've got online business blog posts, then it's obviously geared towards beginner entrepreneurs who want to start an online business. But even in all of those categories, I do want to understand my audience, right? That person, where are they now? Where do they want to be? What kind of problems do they face right now? So that's the kind of content I create, even on here on my YouTube, right? I have in mind myself 8 years ago or 10 years ago when I first started my blog and my YouTube channel, what I didn't know, what I wish I knew, and that's the kind of content I'm creating. So having that ideal audience in mind will really help you create helpful content that will actually do really, really well. And it also helps you do your keyword research to find topics that they are actually searching for on Google. And another mistake that you're probably making is lacking a monetization strategy from the beginning. And why I say this is because a lot of people assume, oh, I'll just get traffic to my blog and then the money will just come, right? But it doesn't happen that way. And a lot of people find themselves, getting a whole bunch of views or even getting a whole bunch of, followers on Instagram, subscribers on YouTube. And so many people assume that the subscriber or follower or traffic number will just equal a certain amount of money. But it doesn't, because if you don't have a strategy, you don't have a monetization strategy put in place, you don't have a way to monetize that traffic, you're just not going to make any money. You will get 100,000 views and not really make much money from it, which is a shame. But I do think it's really important to start thinking about how you're going to monetize from the very beginning. Even if you don't have traffic yet, even if you change your mind down the line, because obviously you will change your mind, your strategy will change, you will evolve in your blogging journey. But it's important to know how you're going to start making money right now. And if you have no idea where to start with this, if you have no idea what kind of monetizing strategy you could go for, I highly recommend downloading my free 12-month blog plan, because I do go into a lot of different ideas there, and I think you'll find it helpful. So let me know where you're at in your blogging journey. I would love to hear from you in the comments, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Bye guys.